me strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am Colby, and it is our date night. Tonight, I am going to take your calls on air at 310-997-4966. So you get a chance to ask a question, maybe connect to a loved one. I know a lot of you are dealing with a lot at the moment, perhaps a lot of stress, financial stress, worried about your health, worried about your livelihood. But it's also this time for us to allow ourselves to relax, right? It's kind of not our ideal situation, right? But living in LA at least, and I'm sure many of you around the country and the world can understand, we make our lives so busy, right? One thing from the other. How many to-dos can you fit into a day? And then how much were you beating yourself up when you didn't get something done, if you didn't get something on that list finished? And now you have an opportunity to take a moment and to settle in and to not feel rushed and to not feel that you have to get all the things done on the list, and that you have time to have a conversation with a loved one. And maybe that is over a phone or Skype or any other technical device that we have these days. But maybe it's just taking that time to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends. And as I mentioned on Coffee with Colby on Tuesday, they're calling it social distancing, but it really isn't. It's physical distancing. Physical. That's it. There's nothing that prevents us from being social. There's nothing that prevents us from reaching out to one another and using the virtual platform to do that. To pick up a phone and to tell someone you love them or you're thinking about them, and to find that solitude in the silence within your own space or within the thing. A lot of people have kids. I know it's got to be hard, doing that homeschooling thing and probably pushing your technical buttons if you're not a real technical person. But it's also like what a gift that is, right? Because kids grow up so quickly, and then the next thing you know, they're out of the house and they're living their own lives. So you're going to be able to have this time to say, wow, we spent every day, every moment together. And how bonding can that be? That's a beautiful moment. I know for me growing up, my mom had 2 or 3 jobs just to put food on the table to make ends meet. So I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her. So imagine if you did. Imagine those times where if you are able to sit around and find that joy. So there is a silver lining, and it's important to remember all of that as all of us are going through this together as one, to remember to create that community even if there's physical distance, and to remember to be safe and to care about yourself and your well-being, but to find places for you to explore and to be creative and to try something you haven't tried before, right? I've been cooking. So it's desperate. I've been cooking, yes, and here's the good thing. I'm not a bad cook, right? It's not really something I necessarily enjoy taking time to do before, but now that I have the time and now that I'm forced to, because you don't want to order out every night, it's been nice. It's been nice to prepare food for myself and to make it a nice meal and to make it a filling meal and to make sure it's a balanced meal and to put that thought and love into it and to have that silence as I'm doing it, so that I don't need a lot of things happening at once. And find that for you. What is that for you? Maybe it's drawing or painting. Puzzles. I just did a puzzle, right? I sent it to my mom to do. We'll see how she does with it. But ask yourself, what can you do? Maybe it's writing. Grab that journal. How many of you has said, "Oh, I'd love to keep a journal." Yes. Oh, yes. I just don't have the time. But we do have this time, and you're not going to have this time forever. You really won't. Life will get back into it. The routine will begin again. The list will build again. So don't waste this. Don't waste this beautiful golden nugget of opportunity and time lamenting over what you can't control anyway. A lot of stress and anxiety comes forward that comes from us not being able to control the outcome. And so when you relax into it, lean into the experience, lean into lending a healing to the world as a whole. If you contribute with anxiety and stress, what happens? You create more anxiety and stress, not only for yourself, but you're putting that energy into the world. If you replace that with peace and love and healing and saying, all right, we're going to get this and we're going to do it together, that that vibration automatically lifts. And when it lifts, you feel a little better, right? You just automatically feel a little better and feeling like you're contributing rather than victimized by it, rather than suffering through it. You're actually contributing to the overall cause of raising that vibration. And that's something each and every one of us can do, each and every one of us. So, work through what you need to work through. There are the jobs and the finances and all of those things, but just trust and have faith in yourself and in the system that you will be able to persevere. Okay. And know that you can do it. Know that you can. There is so much coming up that I'm very excited. One of the things too that this forces us to do, it forced me to do it, as I'm sure many of you, is to try something new, do something different, that the way we do something can't be the way it's been done in the past. We have to kind of rethink what we're doing, how we're doing it, and go outside the box a little bit. So, as most of you know, I do a development circle in Los Angeles. And for years, people have asked me to do one online. But, I was busy. I was busy with the in person and the clients and all of this. So, with the reshaping of thinking outside the box, I created an online circle and it was full. And we've had an amazing time. And, there's such a joy with connecting to people in different states and in different countries. And we all come together at the exact same time to hone our gifts, to develop, to deepen, to connect, to talk to one another. And it really is beautiful. So it did so well. I lined up another one right behind it, and that starts April 21st. It's a Tuesday night, and it's 7 to 9 Pacific time. And this is just an opportunity. If you want to develop and work on it, you get put into a room, you get exercises, and it's a lot of fun. And if you're an intermediate advanced medium, I have a workshop on April 8th. And this is a couple-hour workshop. Again, really helping you deepen, giving you specific exercises to really, really, really help you. And then for some of you, I know you are needing some insight. You want to know what's going on after this or how you're going to get through this. And I know the finances can be a little tight at the moment. So I'm offering a spring savings. It's for a limited time till April 15th. It's 15% off any session. So whether you want a 30-minute or you want a 55-minute, the 15% I'm sure will definitely come in handy. So you just use that code SPRING15 at that checkout, and you'll be able to take advantage of those savings. Okay. So, those are some things that are coming up that I'm doing that you can dive into, that you can engage in and partake in and participate. And, it's about not letting the fear get the best of you. Okay. the fear, all of us have different challenges. And so for some of you, the fear may be the finances. For some of you, the fear is the solitude. Maybe you don't live with family. Maybe there aren't kids around to keep you occupied. Maybe it is just you and you're feeling a bit anxious or lonely around that. So, find those ways to find peace with yourself, find peace and joy, and to find projects that you can do that will help enrich your life rather than just kind of be a distractor. So, TV is fun, as I'm always saying, but it really is a distractor. And so, take this time to feed your soul. Feed your soul. You're going to really wish, I promise you, you're going to say, man, I wish I had taken advantage of this, and I wish I hadn't been so paralyzed by my fear with it, right? And so that's the important takeaway that I think is, how do we contribute and raise the vibration as a whole? What can you do? Sending those loving thoughts, those warm thoughts, those thoughts of positivity, those thoughts of healing. And if you're an energy worker, use that energy and put that energy out into the world. Be mindful of what you post on social media. Make sure it's uplifting. Make sure it's raising the vibration. We see a lot of humor going around. That's wonderful, right? Laughter raises vibration. So how fantastic that people are doing things to give us a giggle. And how much fun has it been watching some of the mishaps with those people not realizing that Zoom is a camera? And, it just gives us laughter because we're all human and we all kind of can easily make these mistakes that are lifelong lessons, right? So find that joy, find the peace, help raise that vibration. All right. So I'm going to take some callers now. You know the rules here. And I know this might be more difficult because everyone is probably stuck at home, but do the best you can. Please go into a room, tell everyone you are on hold for the Colby Rebel Show. Do not disturb you. And let's see. So we have that quiet, that peace, no speakerphone. Make sure you're listening to the phone, listen to your area code, and have your question ready. So if it's a psychic wanting to tune into an area of your life, what is that question? You're not going to get a full 50-minute reading, right? The show is 50 minutes. So what's your most important question at the moment? In what particular area? And ask that. If you really want to hear from a loved one, let me know who it is for you. Just say, hey, I'd really love to hear from mom. And let's see how we go with it. All right. Sound good? Okay. So what we're going to do is, let's see. You're going to hear area codes. Let's see. Here we go. How about 636? Hey, 636. This is Colby. Who is this?
Deneen.
Hi, honey. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Deneen.
Hi, Deneen. What can I do for you tonight, honey?
My son passed away 2 years ago, and today would have been his 26th birthday.
Oh.
And I was just if you had anything to say to me.
Yeah, let's see if we can bring him through for you, okay? So just give me loud yeses and nos and feel free to elaborate. Sound good?
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, sweetheart. Now, would you understand, I feel like with your son, you know what? There's actually a real deep sensitivity to him. Like, I feel like he's a very sensitive young man. Does that make sense around him?
Yes.
And I feel like I don't think he let everybody see that. I know you saw it in him especially, but I almost feel like he had a little bit of not a shield, but a little bit of an image, I think, so that he didn't want everyone to know kind of how much of a softie he was. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's a quick would there be a quick passing with him? Does that make sense? And something to the chest area as well. Do you understand the chest impact or the chest being impacted with the passing?
They tried to do CPR.
Okay, thank you. Because I feel like it goes from my chest to my throat, chest to my throat. So those might be the compressions that he's trying to make me feel. But I also feel like with him, what's interesting too, would you happen to know, and I don't, but would there have been something stuck in his throat, or do you not know that? I don't want to, I almost feel like they couldn't get air into the throat anyway, the airway open.
I'm not sure about that. He, do you want me to tell you how he passed?
Well, I feel like there's some substance to it, but go ahead.
He overdosed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was feeling, the
Mhm.
substance. Um,
Mhm. Yeah.
I feel, I don't want to get, I feel like what happened though is I feel like, and he was around some other people as well at this time. Is that correct? Do you know that?
Um, I don't know. I hear different stories about it. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. Let me just tell you what he gives me, and I'll share that with you, Mom, okay? He gives me the feeling that there
Thank
was
you.
a few other people around. Then he gives me the feeling that I don't think that this was super immediate. I just feel like people didn't respond immediately. Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel
Yes.
like I feel like if people had responded quicker, I'm not saying it would change the outcome. He's just making me feel that people there's some panic around this situation, and I feel like people didn't respond as quickly as they could have, okay? And
Yes.
now, okay, he also, interesting enough, I don't know, I just saw a charm around his neck that looked like a dog tag. I don't think it's a dog tag, but would you understand if he wore a necklace, or if you wear a necklace for him, anything like that, Mom?
Yeah. He wore a chain around his neck.
Okay, thank you. And he also gives me a feeling where I do feel like for him, I think he would be considered rough around the edges, maybe to some people. Like
Like you
he,
said,
what? Does that make sense?
like, like you said, that was the image he tried to portray to some people.
Yeah, yeah. But he makes me feel, and I actually feel like he had a tattoo as well. Is that correct? Do you know if he had a tattoo, Mom, on his arm?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. And he also gives me the feeling though of and I feel like he's a thin young man. Am I right? He's thinner. Is that correct? Because he makes me feel like I'm gonna be honest, Mom, I'm seeing him without a shirt on.
Yeah. Um, yes, he was a little chubby years younger, and as he got older, he started
Thinning out.
like, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Because he makes me feel like he was definitely thinning out. And he also, but he also gives me, he also shares with me that there's a bond that the two of you had. So I feel like with him, there's a very, very strong bond. I feel like, and honestly, for someone who wouldn't share things with other people, I actually feel like he did share things with you. It's like, so I feel like you really knew who he was. You kind of knew some of the darker things or the darker secrets, but he always felt like he could really trust you. You're like one of the only people he could open up to. Does that make sense to you, Mom?
Yes, sometimes he told me stuff I didn't want to know.
I know,
So
I know, like I know.
he told me everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he also comes forward. It's really telling you how much he loves you. Gosh, you said today's like an anniversary for his birthday. He's making me feel like that there's balloons and a candle. So did you actually get balloons and a candle today for his birthday?
This is the first year that I was not able to celebrate his birthday with my family and my kids
Got it.
because because of this coronavirus
Right,
thing
right.
and
I want you to know he gives me I try don't you listen, here's the important part. Don't you stress about that. Okay? Even like if you just
yeah,
sit on the couch. Are you sitting on the couch now?
yes,
Okay. He showed me you sitting on the couch. That's why I asked. He
mhm,
says, even after this call, right? All you need to do is
yeah,
in your imagination, Just sit with him in your imagination, see him so clearly, okay? Sing him happy
Yes.
birthday. Imagine him blowing out those candles, and you have to know that in that moment, he will be doing that with you. You have a coffee table in front of you. Did you put his picture on that coffee table for this call?
No, but I have a picture of him on the shelf in here in the living
Oh,
room.
is it right? Can you see it right from where you're sitting?
Not too well because the shelf's kind of high, but I'll get it
Yeah, get
when
it
I
and
do
put
that
it on
though.
the get it and put it on the table right in front of you. And go ahead and do this and know that he is going to be with you in that moment, okay? Just know that.
Yes.
And the other thing too, he makes me feel like he does want to thank you um for how I believe you cleaned up his stuff for him, and I feel like he does want to thank you for how you did that. Did you give away a pair of his shoes or sneakers or something to someone?
I may have. I don't remember a lot of that kind of stuff.
Okay, he makes me
It's
feel
hard.
like I feel like there's another young man that has a shoes or something from him. So he wants to thank you for doing that. So if it kind of rings to you, you remember, put it in the Facebook comments for me, okay?
Okay.
All right. Lots of love to you. You got to know that he loves you. Don't hold on to guilt today. That's the last thing that he wants. Just sing him happy birthday, though. He does like when you sing to him. So just sing him happy birthday, and he's going to be right there with you. And know that he's okay. All right.
Thank you very much
You,
for answering my call. This has helped me so much
well, he
for
chose you.
today. Thank
He chose you today, Mom. So happy birthday from him, right?
you. Thank you.
All right. Lots of love to you. Bye bye.
You too. Be safe and healthy.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, so let us take another call here. Let's see. How about 814 Hey 814, this is Colby. Who is this?
Hi, this is Todd.
Hey Todd, how you doing, honey?
I'm doing good tonight. What about yourself?
I'm doing all right. What can I do for you tonight?
I was just wondering if you see a baby in me and my wife's future.
Okay, got it. Let's see. Now, would I be right, Todd, that you have been? Oh, you have a speaker on. I think you'll have to lower my voice if you don't have a headset.
Sorry about
That's okay.
that.
That's all right, honey. Don't you worry about it. I do feel like, am I right, Todd, that we've already been trying? Because I feel like some time has already passed, and we've there's already been a little bit of, I don't know if trouble's the right word, but there's been a little bit of
Yeah,
lack in
there
it.
has.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Would
it
your
does.
would your wife have would you guys have had a miscarriage too, sweetheart, or no?
No, not that we know of, but I mean, there's been a few possibilities. We've just never been sure.
Okay, all right. I felt like I had a little soul in spirit that didn't quite feel like it was in the physical. So that's what made me give you that feeling, okay? But there's also this sense, but that's a good thing. That's actually, that's a lot of love around. And
Right.
I get this feeling around where um the one thing too I would work on is, do I feel that there's a baby coming into the physical? Honestly, Todd, I do, honey. I honestly do feel it. I just feel like it's about maybe letting go. You guys are so stressed about it. Like, I feel like she's very stressed, but you're stressed too. Am I right? Like, it feels heavy for you
Yeah,
both.
you are very right. That's what
Okay.
we've been talking about so often lately.
Yeah, and I feel like it's about, so try not to control it. I know you both want you're both going to be amazing parents. So this is the good thing, okay? You're going to be amazing parents. But I feel like, for especially for her, we have to let her body relax a little bit. She feels to be very stressed. It's almost like she's thinking she can't do this or that her body won't do. There's something here. So I feel like it's about giving love to the body rather than the stress and the fear around it, okay?
Right. Okay. Perfect. Thank you
Um
so much. This
yeah, but
means so much to us.
I do feel it. I mean, listen, I want you both to kind of do the best you can to laugh more with it, laugh more about the love that you have, because you two feel like you have so much love for one another. And so it's like, make love to it without saying we got to get you pregnant. Just make love, like
Right.
really come from that
Okay.
heart. And I feel like that is going to help that baby come in. Just tell her to, because I feel like she's gone to the doctor and I feel like things have checked out. Is that correct?
No, we've already had a child, and we were going for number two, and we think maybe after she gave birth to our son, something might have happened to make it so where she can't have another child, but we
Hmm.
haven't been able to get her checked out or anything like that.
All right, try. Let's let go of that thought for now, right? Let's let go of that thought because we'll just keep manifesting that, right? I
Right,
feel like
right, right.
I feel like she can. I am not the doctor, but even if the doctor tells you no, you keep trying anyway. Because I really feel like there's this, and you're gonna love this baby because I feel like it's gonna feel like a miracle baby, but it's like one last thing, Todd. You see how you're sad around it and you see how that vibration is low around it?
Yeah,
Okay, I want you both to work on raising the vibration to a place of love and joy and happiness because that's what's also going to help this baby come into the physical as well. Okay,
we can
sweetheart?
do that.
Okay, and keep
Yes, ma'am.
trying. And
Thank
then
you.
here's the good thing, if we have a boy or a girl, Colby is a fantastic name, Todd.
Oh, we'll keep you up on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're lots of love to both of you, okay?
All right. You
All
have a
right.
good night.
Thanks, sweetheart. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, let us take another caller. Let's see. How about we do 405? Hey, 405, you're on the air. Who is this?
Hi, this is Barbara. I'm so happy to be on. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Barbara. What can I do for you tonight, babe?
Well, I was hoping to be able to reach through to my mother, who's been gone for quite a long time, but I had a specific question, but I'll take whatever whatever she comes forward with, or if it's my dad or whatever. But my granddaughter had drowned and had actually been declared drowned, and
Oh,
miraculously
came back though. She
was
came
re
back.
she came
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
us,
That's from your
and
mom, though. Yeah.
eh,
I'm curious. Does this granddaughter have a connection to your mom, like in a name or a birth date or anything like that, too?
after my mom was gone, but she kept telling me about this big white silver angel that came into the water
Yeah.
with her, and I just I believe it was my mom because she did see a picture in the family Bible
And
of
pick
my
that. Let
mother
me
and did
do
not
this.
know.
How about I do this for you? How about you let me do it and then I'll let you fill in the blanks?
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay? All
Okay,
right. I
yes, ma'am.
okay, there we go. Let me get to your mom a little bit. Would you understand your mom being a gracious lady? Does that make sense around your Do you remember your mom well enough, right? She
Oh,
feels and
absolutely.
she feels to be a gracious lady, and ladylike, or there's a ladiness to her. Does that make sense around her? Um,
Definitely.
and something with her hands. Do you remember when you were young if she wore gloves on her hands or a connection to church as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. And there makes me feel like with her, I do believe with her too is and the cross. So I do know that the religion is there for her because I feel like she also wore a cross. Do you remember her wearing a cross?
Yes.
Okay. And I also get from her now, I am just kind of, and then do you understand Rose, maybe the name Rose being connected anywhere in the family?
Oh my gosh. Well, my granddaughter told me that that's the smell she smelled in heaven was
Okay.
roses.
Yeah, got it. Oh, your mom just gave me goosebumps, right? Your mom just gave me goosebumps.
Yes,
So I feel like,
yes.
it's so, to me, it's so obvious this is your mom that did this for her. And it's also like it's interesting. She's showing me almost raising her out of the water. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like this kind of crazy thing where she literally put her arms under her and raised her out of the water. Um
I
so
believe that.
I just feel like for her, there is this sense where I do believe that your grandbaby did get to heaven and did get to see what it was like, and I do feel like, but I do feel like your mom. It was nice. She spent a couple minutes with her, um,
Yes.
and then I felt like she said to her, "Okay, sweetheart, it's time for you to go back because you have a whole life to live, right?" And do you know
Yes.
if I get between 10 and 12, was there between 10 and 12 minutes that she was deceased or anything like this?
It possibly could have been. It could have been. And then she was in a coma.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, 10 to 12, or uh may I ask how long she was in the coma for?
5 days,
Okay, got
and
it.
part of it was medically induced
Right,
because she
yeah.
had swelling of the
That's yeah,
brain.
yeah. So I feel like with this though, I feel like there's 10 to 12 minutes your mom gives me. But it's interesting because for your granddaughter that felt like hours. It just was like all this time. Do you know what I mean? And here it's only like 10 minutes in our physical world, right? Um
Right,
and then
right.
uh what is that? She's showing me, this is really interesting. I feel like, would you happen to have a ring from your mother? Do you have a ring?
Yes.
And does your grandbaby, does she point out that ring or does she do anything to the ring? Because I feel like there's a connection to that now.
No, she doesn't, but that we definitely do have a ring.
Okay, you definitely have the ring from mom because she definitely acknowledges the ring. I believe that there's something around this, and then there's also like a blue jay or a blue bird as well that I feel like is connected to your mom. So it's
My mom, yes, yes.
yeah, so it is knowing that and your mom loves spring. I think spring is your mom's favorite season if she had to pick one.
It is. And she used to sing a song called Bluebird on My Shoulder
Oh,
all
see,
the time.
there you go. You see, this is mom for you, and she's letting you know this was her. And miraculously, I actually feel like your grandbaby is fine. Like there's no cognitive issues. Am I correct? Like she feels like she's very sprite and insightful.
The my grandchild,
Uh huh. Yeah.
she was 5 when it happened. She's she's older now. But yes, she was you're right, she was 5 when it happened, and yes, and now she's getting to be a little bit of a handful.
Yeah, yeah. So it's lots of love from you, from mom, and just know that that was her. And I know that your granddaughter recognizes it was her, and she's got a connection to her, and she's always going to have that connection to her. So just know that. One last thing here: did somebody get your granddaughter wings or an angel? Did somebody actually get that for your granddaughter as like to protect her in a way?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
because
we, put them on her hospital bed.
yeah,
Oh my
see?
gosh.
Yeah, so just know that mom was there and mom helped with all of this, and just know that mom, it's like one of those things too, is it was also to show you that she's always been around you. Like she really wanted you to know that, because it feels like she passed fairly young, and she just gives me a sense where there was so much for her to do. She's letting everyone know that she is around them, okay?
Oh my gosh, yes, you've given so many has hit the nail on the head with all of this.
Oh,
How
well,
incredible. I didn't even imagine such a thing could happen.
oh, how beautiful. How beautiful that she comes forward tonight to kind of chat with you, talk with you, and to validate for you. Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
All right. Well, lots of love to
Yes.
you, and you have a good night. Okay.
Thank you, Colby. I have tears in my eyes, but they're tears of joy. So
Oh,
don't
good.
I'm not sad. This is awesome. Thank
Uh,
you so much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Have a blessed night. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
You too.
Bye. Oh. You know, it's amazing what our loved ones will give us and share with us. So it's really beautiful. Okay, let's see. How about we do 609? Let's see. Hey 609, you're on the air.
Hey, Colby, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Who is this?
Joe?
Hey Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Well, we're hanging out, hanging in there. Um, just trying to find out, possibly if my mom's around or my buddy Bob that passed away around this time
Okay, okay.
several years ago.
Let's see. Well, mom gives me the first thing coming forward. Only because maybe, and I know we're all stuck in, but maybe you've been doing extra cooking or spending more time cooking because she makes me feel like she's been in the kitchen with you a lot. So have you been doing a lot of cooking in the kitchen?
Of course.
Are you pulling out her recipes or something, Joe? Like grabbing books of her recipes as well, kind of saying, all right, what can we
Uh,
do here?
not 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 so much her recipes, but maybe some of her utensils.
Okay, so you're pulling out the utensils and using those. Okay. And she gives you don't happen to have her pot holders by chance, do you? Or is there something connected to pot holders?
Well, no, I honestly, I don't think so.
Do you have pot holders in the you must
No.
have pot holders in the kitchen. You have to have.
Yes.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
something about the pot holders she's talking about. So,
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is. I don't know where you put them or what's needed
Hmm.
with them, but she gives me the pot holders. Um,
Okay.
and she gives me the feeling of just kind of sitting there enjoying like being around you while you're cooking, enjoying kind of because you do feel like you're enjoying it. You actually
Yeah.
feel like it's very
Yeah.
relaxing for you. So she enjoys
Yes.
there with you.
Definitely.
In the kitchen, off to the kitchen, would there happen to be a table at all with some chairs near the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay, because she made me feel like she was sitting at the table while you. So she's not looking over your shoulder and cooking for you. She's like, nope, it's his turn now. So it's like, but she's
Yeah.
there, and I think she would enjoy coffee because I almost feel like she's got a cup of coffee sitting at the table while you're cooking. Um,
Yeah.
so so she gives me that around you, and she gives me a sense too where she loves like maybe how you're making the most of everything because she makes me feel like you've been pretty upbeat about things or being creative with how you're spending
Uh-huh.
time with the family, and
Right.
she really loves that. Are you making either cocktails or are you trying to get creative with cocktails or anything like that?
Sort of, kind of.
Okay.
One of her favorite drinks was a Manhattan,
Oh, got it.
and
Are you guys
and
perfecting
Tina
it?
made up some Manhattans over the last couple of days, and
There you go. Well, she's making me feel like this is fun, that she's enjoying it with you guys. Okay. So just
okay,
just
yep,
know that she's around you. Know that she's with you. Dad comes in just to nod his head because he doesn't want to be left out. I know he's definitely bitter about sports not being on. This is,
Uh,
but he's just
I
getting
can
through
understand
it.
that.
Yeah. One last thing too. You didn't happen to do you smoke cigars or did you recently smoke a cigar or anything like that connected?
No, no,
Did your
I
dad smoke?
haven't I have in the past, but not in
Not in
not in the
recent.
last year.
Does your dad happen to smoke cigars? Did he ever happen to smoke a cigar that you can think
Oh, he
of?
loved a good. He and his
Oh,
brother both loved a good cigar.
okay, got it. And then would you happen to have a cigar box in your home? Do you have a
Yes.
okay, got it. So
Yes.
he's just kind of acknowledging this. So maybe it's not you having the cigar, maybe it's him. So
Okay.
if you smell
All right.
cigar smoke around the house, know that that's dad, okay? But I feel
Okay.
like mom's having the Manhattan, dad's having the cigar, and they're giving you lots of love, okay, honey?
All righty. All righty.
All right,
One quick
lots of love.
question, Colby.
Yes, yes.
What's your feeling about all this corona? Do you think it's going to end soon?
You know, I have to tell you, I know I seem like I'm gonna sound like such that I'm off my rocker a little bit, but I honestly feel like it is gonna end soon. I know people are really talking about it lasting really long. I just don't feel like
Right.
it. I feel like there's some incredible breakthrough that is like we're on the verge of some incredible breakthrough. It's either a vaccine or something that just stops it. I almost feel like it comes in, and I'm even feeling like by Easter we're seeing we're seeing a turnaround, and I kind of just feel like by the end of April I really feel like for the most part the hard part will be over. I think there'll be some acclimation, like people trying to get reacclimated and trusting the environment.
Right.
But I think I really don't feel, I don't feel that the actual medical crisis is going to be as long as people are projecting. It might be some of the residual effects that, trusting and getting out. But I actually feel like I almost feel like we're almost at the worst of it now. So, and like I said, I believe that there's a breakthrough coming. And I think that is just going to change everything. I really do.
Oh, that's
So
great, Lord. I'll tell you what, I hope you're right, Colby. I really do.
I hope I'm right
I hope
too.
I hope so.
I really, really do. And I really, really do. But you stay safe and keep the family safe, okay?
Okay, you too.
All right.
Hope
Have a
to see
good
you
night.
soon.
Okay. Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, let's do another caller. Let's see. How about we do 626? Let's see. 626. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi there. Who is this?
Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca. How you doing tonight, honey?
Okay, I was hoping maybe you can connect to my husband Lawrence or Larry.
Okay, got it. Let's see. And Larry's in the spirit world. Am I right, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Would you understand Larry having some bronchial issues or chest issues as well?
Of him? Or
Yes.
me?
Oh, is it you?
Him, yes.
Okay, him. I felt like it was him. And then I feel like too, it's two things though. I feel like he had some bronchial issues, but I also feel like he uses the word ticker. So I don't think his heart was real strong either.
Oh, okay.
So is that
Um,
a combination?
well, I know he had asthma. I mean,
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Okay. And then
what I wanted to ask you too is, I feel like I have a real strong connection to him because since his passing, I have seen orbs here at the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course you have.
And I get the chills, and I get even like tingling, and just I feel it's him. And the other day, because of this virus and other things, I was crying, and I had the recorder. I said, "Please, Larry, please come to me, please." And orbs started coming.
Yeah,
I
see,
don't know if it's just him or family.
it's definitely making me feel like he's around you. And a couple things that I would recommend when you get those chills, there's two things. One is I think chills are like them kind of applauding because maybe you thought of him in that moment, or you thought of something and then you got chills. So that's him saying, yes, 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 that's me. But the other thing too is those chills are because they're in your auric field, meaning they're right around you within your energy
Oh,
field.
okay, because I saw orb even go in me.
Yeah, so that's just him, but that's him really kind of giving you that hug, right? That's the orb kind of
Okay.
coming in and giving you that hug. So as much as you're trusting it, I really do want you to trust it and keep connecting to him. But he makes
I
me
do, because that night I also had a dream of him. I don't remember the dream. It
Yeah.
wasn't a visit. It was a dream, but I just know it was good.
Yep, and he also, I feel like he was actually a pretty affectionate man. Am I right with this? Because he feels like he wants to kind of hug you.
Not always, but I hate to say this, but when he was drinking, he was very affectionate.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough for him. But it makes me feel, but that's really him, right? That was him, like, not needing to feel like he needed to hide or anything. And I just feel like for him, he gives me the sense too, though, of letting you know that he is around you, that he has been with you, and those orbs that you're seeing are him. Although there's an orb too that makes me feel like there's a lady in spirit for you, maybe a mother or a grandmother.
I have so many on the other side. I don't even know who it'd be. I mean, so many.
Yeah, so all you have to do is ask who it is and get that initial hit, and you'll feel it because you are connecting. So just keep trusting it, okay? But
Yeah, if I could just learn to meditate, quiet my mind, I'd like to connect to a higher vibration, but I haven't been able to.
Just try. Have you tried a guided meditation to do that? One where it's someone's
yes, I
voice.
have a few times, but I have a lot of issues going on in the world, not besides the virus too, but I think it's blocking or something. It's like I can't get into the meditation.
Yeah, just what you
good.
got to do is just keep practicing. I'm telling you, you keep practicing, and one day it will just click. It will happen, and then you'll be able to do it over and over, okay? So don't give up on it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It.
Yes,
Colby,
and
I was hoping that he'd come through.
He is coming through, and you just keep grabbing those orbs to him, and just know that that's him with you. I do one last thing. I do believe he is going to come in a dream that you will remember. It will be a visit, so you just kind of
yes, that's what I've been asking already, and he hasn't. So
well, you just got to try to relax around it. It will come when you're when you're most relaxed is when it will come, okay? And like you said, real quick, and like you said, hey, I have a lot of anxiety. I have it's hard for me to settle my mind. It's only when you're in that space of peace that he will come in. So just work on that meditation, and then you'll see in a dream that he comes in, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Colby. God bless you and take care, okay?
Thank you, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. That is the end of our show. I hope you enjoyed. We got to bring a little love and a little positivity, especially with everything going on at the moment here. A couple of things to remember. I've got that online circle, that workshop. I've got 15% off of a private session, which can be done Zoom or Skype or phone call. The other thing too, next week, I've got Lauren Rainbow with me. Lauren Rainbow is an amazing, amazing medium. She is coming on with me, so we're going to take some callers next week. You're absolutely going to love meeting her. It's her first time here on the show, so I'm very excited and honored. Lots of love to everybody. Keep your chin up, keep your spirits high, and just know that spirit is with you, okay? Keep your loved ones close and keep that smile on your face, and have a good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.